and we are talking about the 5 steps to getting you into the best health you can be through the Healing Celebrations book written by Dr. Leonard Horowitz, author of that book. And we're going to talk right now about step 5, which is the bioenergetics. It's really important. It's definitely where people haven't really touched on that. A lot of people aren't really familiar with what bioenergetics are. So I'm going to hand the mic over to you, Dr. Horowitz, and you can tell everybody more about that.
Sherry, thank you. Yeah, it's actually the most powerful of all. And every step has been very powerful, but bioenergetics really kind of like pulls it all together, because everything is a bioenergetic process that's happening in your body. And if you understand, for example, the different therapies or technologies that produce miraculous healings, we've talked about them. One is oxygen. What is it about oxygen that does that? Well, it's delivering the electron resonating in the breath of life that's going through your hemoglobin and your bloodstream, bringing oxygen and new electrons of love to every cell, tissue, the organ system. And so that's one example of bioenergetics. Another one we just mentioned before the break, prayer, heartfelt, loving intention. Well, think about it. What is prayer? It is a vibration in your heart, or you speak it through your lips, what's called the labiatum in Latin, the lips. It's the creative technology, because if the Creator spoke the world into existence, and you then are created in the image of the Creator, and you're given lips to pray faithfully, well, that is an energy that goes out and somehow miraculously manifests. That whole process, the technology for creativity and restoring optimal health, is a energetic, bioenergetic, bio-spiritual process. And so that's another example. The other examples include the right frequency generators. Years ago, there was a student of Nikola Tesla named Royal Raymond Wright, and John Keeley was another one. These were 3 geniuses back in the early 20th century that began to develop energy equipment, alternatives to what we currently use as this enslaving utility called electricity. We had Nikola Tesla had designed systems, technologies that could produce free energy using the energy that is in, as we're talking about, the natural electromechanics and the matrix of math that operates the universe. The planet is spinning. Think about it. This mass weight is spinning. Why is it spinning? It's obviously energized, and what Tesla did is he tapped into that, unbelievable source of energy, universal energy, and that then gave him the ideas and his students the ideas of how to use that same paradigm-shattering understanding to advance new industries. And John Keeley, for example, used that technology to mine gold, and actually through early lasers and vibrations and sound technologies, which was ultimately stolen by the Rockefellers, I understand, and the miners back who were digging for gold. John Keeley's technology, and John Keeley was very much into the musical mathematics that we touch upon in the book of 528, and the biophysics now we're talking about of how that energy produces your physical well-being. John Keeley used it for that. Now, Royal Raymond Wright was well known to the FBI. He offered his services and his microscope to J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI, and Hoover turned it down, again, because we're dealing with either you're working for Big Pharma and the international banking community and the pharmaceutical industry that are allied as one, maintaining their turf. They don't like natural healing. They don't like alternative paradigms. They don't like particularly what we're doing is paradigm-shattering information. So Royal Raymond Wright had exquisite microscopes with about 5,000 different crystalline pieces in it, whereby you can actually see a paradigm-shattering phenomenon that was pleomorphism, that he showed you via a microscope that had extremely high power, that it could really look down in the electron micrographic realm, where you can begin to see that from nothing, these things called microsomes, he called them microsomes, who would suddenly appear. They suddenly manifested. And those little tiny primordial germs, if you will, would grow, they would change form, they would coalesce, and then they would become viruses. And those would continue to, if you let them alone and you watch them under a microscope, they would then turn into various forms of bacteria. And if you let them alone in the rest of the milieu, in the contaminated environment, you watched it under a microscope, you would then see some parasites develop. Well, there's a lot of natural practitioners today that actually do that. It's called dark field microscopy, where they actually look at your blood and can see it through a microscope, dark field microscope, and they can see these kinds of parasites and various elements within the blood that were explained best by Royal Raymond Rife and his students. And Rife then also not only diagnosed conditions using the bioenergetic applications of the Tesla technology, but he actually developed a therapy. It was called a Rife frequency generator. He understood that every virus, every bacteria, in fact, every cell has a unique energy resonance. And in fact, if you can get hold of an early Merck pharmaceutical company reference text, they actually went through the trouble of identifying the frequency associated with every chemical and every natural healing element that they were able to isolate and produce. And likewise, today we understand that you can use Rife frequency generators, and we have on the healthyworld.com, we encourage people to join a membership organization that allows them to experiment with the Rife frequency generators and this whole understanding. It's called the Miracle 6. And you can go to miracle6.com. It's spelled out. Miracle, M-I-R-A-C-L-E-S-I-X. Miracle6.com. And you can join the study club and become a member. And then we would gift to you a frequency generator. And then you can experiment using the protocols that are recommended for experimentation purposes only. Now, that's the way that we have to, by legal design, administer these kinds of suppressed technologies. The drug industry doesn't like it, so it's got to be experimental, and you got to know up in advance that there's no cures promised whatsoever. It's really up to you to do your own studying, and in fact, we tell you to do your own curing. The most important factor of that is the bioenergetics. Hands-on healing, prayer, are again examples of bioenergetic therapy, and that is the most powerful. And you couple that with the sound of your voice. In fact, many years I went to a lot of various physical therapists, body therapists, people who were doing various techniques of massage. There's polarity, there was beyond acupuncture, of course, and I worked with an acupuncturist side by side for 10 years, a whole decade, from about 1980 to 1990, or thereabouts, 1982 to 1992. Thereabouts. I worked side by side with a acupuncturist in a very busy clinic, and that we just use it for dental problems. We basically were helping people with all sorts of ailments, and we learned how powerful the energetics of electroacupuncture, according to Vol and other technologies and techniques and physical therapies. And I used to go to a lot of structural therapists. We work with a massage therapist. We work with a chiropractor, of course. The whole field of chiropractic is, again, based on this fundamental assertion that we are a manifestation of our spiritual entity, our spiritual being, our soul, our spirit, our Holy Spirit that's connected to God and God's love. That's who we are. That is a most powerful divine entity that is literally within our capacity to call upon and have miraculous manifestations result from. And again, the Holy Spirit does all the healing. Chemistry never does the healing. Never. It's always, if it's prompted at all chemically, it's administered spiritually. And when I say spiritually, again, spirit is energy. Energy is electrons. And so you go back to the basic fundamental physics of energetics and spirituality. Now you're dealing with this whole realm of bioenergetics. And the best massage therapists and therapists in general that I've ever been to, the most powerful ones where I could, lay myself down on a table and be in pain or have a chronic affliction, and I would get off an hour later at the table, and it's miraculously gone. I mean, it just disappears. These are the folks who use their voices along with their hands-on healing and prayer. And they administered through the sonic vibrations of their own beautiful voices. They intuitively tuned into what the deficiency of energy was, or where the imbalance and the disharmony was. And they focused their hands, which became hot. They fully intended to have that Holy Spirit power of divine love and restoration pouring through their bodies, and that they then administered the hands-on healing and prayer, complemented by their sound, their beautiful voices. And that was intense. It was powerful. It's the most powerful healing technology on earth, as it is in heaven. And that is a great example of the bioenergetics in step 5 of the Healing Celebrations protocol.
Yeah, fantastic. I know the Miracle 6 machine has helped a lot of people, and
we love it. I mean, we use it a lot. We not only use the right frequency generator for helping people in our community and extended family and ourselves heal, but we actually use it to resonate water. We do all sorts of things with it. We resonate food and silicon crystals and all sorts of things with frequency that we've set. What I love about the Miracle unit is that you can actually program through a series of frequencies that are the harmonics of 528. I set a whole 90-minute program within our unit, and you can do the same thing with the Miracle 6. It's versatile, it's lightweight, it's easily traveled with, it sets up very quickly, and a child can actually administer it. It's so simple, and yet it is not just powerful, but it is used in so many different ways that we're very, very thankful for it. By the way, another, while we're on the subject of bioenergetic technologies and equipment, the orgone generators are awesome. People should always have a 520 tuning fork.
There's a website for it.
Yeah, 528orgonegenerators.com. That's 528orgone, O-R-G-O-N-E, generators.com. And that will give you some background. We have various generators. We have standing ones that are the tuning fork holders, and they have a green ring around them, rubber ring, where you strike the tuning fork against the rubber so it doesn't mar the tuning fork and alter the frequency of love of 528. And that tuning fork is heal a lot of people. It changes instantly your energy. It changes your relaxation level. It de-stresses you. It's great to have in your pocketbook or carry around in your car. Get stressed out, you pull it out. Or if you come, like we have a group in Israel that walks with it on the streets, and people are always arguing at the coffee shops and houses there, and they take it out where people are arguing, and suddenly it shifts the whole energy around the arguing parties. And so it's really kind of cool. But the orgone generator is, one of them is a tuning fork holder, and it is also about the size of a hockey puck, and you can also lay it on pains, your aches and pains, and it puts in the electrons of 528 love to alleviate the pain. It's very extraordinary how it works, but it's so simple actually how it works. It's like a compass. You look at a compass, when the compass is pointing north, the arrow points north. Well, what do you think that arrow pointing north means? it means that the electrons are flowing in that direction. So when you now place the orgone generator down on a place of pain or inflammation on your body, then the bottom of it is that North Pole. It sends the electrons down into that area, and of course the whole thing is crystalline resonating with 528 love anyway, and sending 528 love frequency electrons into the pain, and it disappears. So we use them at bedtime. You put them on at bedtime. If you've got an acre of pain, you wake up in the morning, the pain is gone. How does that happen? It happens by the grace of God, the Holy Spirit power, and that bioenergetic technology that we now are blessed to have, and are advancing a whole series of products. There's another auto-energizer new. Those are little like pyramids that are coiled, that have the structure and the electron dynamics. It fills your car with that relaxing, loving energy. And we add prayer to it so that you, like you should do, to let protection as you're driving in your vehicle. It's a blessing to put that also in your aura, in your environment, so that you stay protected as you drive. There is also the basic larger orgone generator pyramids that are available. There's medium-sized ones, there's large ones, and again, those are great bed. You know, you can lay the large pyramid on its side if you've got an acre of pain on your side. The smaller ones you can put on your chest or elsewhere in your body, and again, in the morning, the pain is alleviated, and you're really blessed to have that very inexpensive, or certainly relatively inexpensive, and constantly rejuvenating and renewing technology.
Fantastic. We have like about 2 minutes left to the program. And so if you want to actually have private consultation with Dr. Horowitz, he's available to do that too. You can contact him through healthyworldstore.com. And, he's a wealth of information. He actually helped me tremendously with my health. He's helped so many others out there. He really has many, many years of knowledge of how really heal yourself naturally without pharmaceuticals, without vaccinations. And it's all, everybody who's ever experienced his health has always been very grateful, and nobody's come back and said, well, he gave me wrong advice. Now, everybody has really been like, you changed my life, you saved my life, you saved my children's life, and that is really beautiful to hear. So I want to thank you for all of your work that you've done in the world. I mean, it's so amazing to get to work with you because you are incredibly knowledgeable, incredibly intelligent, and just a really great person, a hero. And so I'm really proud to be working with you. I just wanted to let you know, let everybody else know.
Well, thank you so much, Sherry. The feeling is mutual. I honor the work that you've done for, particularly in the realm of women and children's health and protection against child sex trafficking, and amazing work you have. And your blog, particularly, is a resource that's very, very worthwhile. People spending some time looking at, again, many of the people that people don't want to front, and the COINTELPRO, those who don't like the natural healing ways and means. They have tried to...
They pretend to like it, though. They do. They pretend.
Oh, yeah, there's some of them. So, yeah, there are pretenders out there, too. Anyway, we've been attacked, and you have been at the forefront of exposing these folks. So go to SherryKane.com, folks. Sherry, SherryKane.com. Read the blog. We're getting the advisor here telling us we got a few seconds left. That's nice that they let us know that, isn't it? Yeah. So at any rate, thank you so much for listening to L&M Radio Network. Thanks, Michael Vara. Join us, become a partner with us at healthyworldaffiliates.com/4948. And then what you'll also do is get in touch with us if you need something. And Pirate the Parrot here sends his love. He's also sending his love and wishing you well. We'll be back with you tomorrow on another segment of the Horrocane Hour. I'm Dr. Len Horowitz, thanking you very much.
And I'm Sherry Kane. Till tomorrow.